Good afternoon, everyone.
Let's check in with the chat to see what's going on. Do you
Let's
think what's
see
going
on. Oh,
Hello, team. Hello, family. How is everybody doing today? I see that everybody's excited. Oh my God. Hi, guys. We outside and ready.
Welcome, everyone.
So how are you doing, Wyoming?
Let me tell you, Alicia, I am doing fabulous. My week, has had some ups and downs, but nonetheless, I am looking at the better side, perspective,
Great.
So I'm excited for this meeting. I'm excited for the rest of the week because I've geared up for it to come to play. So yes, I'm really, really excited. How about you, Alicia? How are you doing?
Girl, excitement. I'm booming with excitement. I know you. I can tell from my face that I'm
Definitely.
excited.
And you're looking fabulous too.
Yeah. Oh my God, thank you.
You're welcome, dear.
Appreciate it. All right, let's check in with everybody. How is everybody doing today? Are you guys ready for another week, another interesting week? Dr. Terri-karelle is about to drop the gems as usual, as you know, and she's excited to be with you all. And I hope that you are excited to have a chit-chat session with her.
It's going to be quite festival.
Let me know how everybody's doing. Tell me how you guys doing. How's the week going so far? What's going on? Abby, not this week, honey.
It's the standard.
All right. Thank you guys for joining early. I see that you were out early. We see you. We appreciate you guys.
Ready? Love that.
We love you guys. I know we are one big happy family. All right. So we're about to get into it. So it's now 3:08 and the meeting is called to order. Coming with us now, we have Welcome and Prayer by Nashika Hibbert. Welcome, Nashika. Hello, Nashika.
How you doing? How's the week been? Give us the tea.
We're not hearing you, honey. We're not hearing you. Your mic is muted.
Oh, I'm excited. Anyways, hey everybody, welcome you all to another week, another FMA meeting. I hope all is well. Welcome you all our original members, our newcomers. We welcome you all to one of the best club. Hey, indeed, it's the best club. All right. So I'll be doing the prayer. I'm going to ask to close our eyes as I pray. Most righteous and eternal Father, we thank you for another day. We thank you for your grace and your mercy. We thank you for what you have been doing and about to do. We thank you, mighty God, that you have brought us just far to see another meeting, mighty God, a meeting, hallelujah, Jesus, that would help us, mighty God, to grow mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, mighty God, hallelujah, and financially, mighty God. Thank you for the things that you have been doing. Continue to bless this scope, continue to bless our members, our executive, mighty God, as we continue to flourish in your name. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Wow.
Amen.
She grow with her
Amen.
grandmother. She grow with her grandmother. Yes,
Struggle.
yes, grow with her grandmother. Thank you so much for joining us, Nashika. We
Such a
appreciate.
All
hard.
right. All
Yeah.
right.
Thank you so much, Nash.
All
All
right.
right, so we're moving right along.
Take it over, Wyoming.
Ooh. So following, we're gonna have a session that everybody, this the second most looked forward to session of the meeting.
I agree,
We're gonna
guys.
welcome Janine with the what's going in, you know. So Janine, are you
Hi
ready?
guys, what's going on, guys? I am so excited. I can't even talk. I can't even think straight. Like I'm just waiting for the gems to drop. Like I
So
can't. I
excited.
can't. So guys,
Mm-hmm.
before we talk about the must talk about topic,
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna be playing just a little game. But for this
Mm.
game, I'm gonna share my screen and we're going to play
The
together.
lady did not come to
I
play.
know I need to come up.
Yes,
I
So let me just share my screen really quick.
did not come to play. Oh my God.
Okay. Tell me if you're seeing the screen. Hold on. Are you seeing the
seen
screen?
it
You
now.
sure?
Ooh,
Listen, guys.
you seen
So
it
we're gonna
now.
do a word search. I'm going to need you guys to tell me where these words are. We're playing together. I don't know where they are. I forced myself not to look. Although we did a couple, not lie, we did a couple. But
Janine,
yeah. But you know, so we're going to be playing today. I'm gonna know on the smart, I'm gonna know on the system already. The words are at the bottom, it kind of cut off. So I'll just be saying the words and then we're just
Mhm.
gonna find it. Yeah? Understand? Tell me if
Mm.
you guys are ready for the game in the
Yes,
chat
yes,
via
yes.
emojis. And welcome to those who haven't been here before, new members. Come, come, come. Let's ready.
Returning to new members. Welcome.
the
Yeah.
chat. The chat is fuming. I see Alice.
Everybody excited.
This is FMA. And Tavai, as usual, is here for you. He says, Johnny and Bill.
So what? Guys,
Ah,
easy
Mm.
something, easy something. So let me just get into it. We're gonna go and head and find. Let's find my digital. I don't know where it is. This is a FMA version, guys. It's a FMA version. And I see that you guys are ready. So let's go ahead and try and find my digital. Guys, I don't know where none of these are.
You see, that's what I've always said, must be Janine, and you will know the move then. Whisper to me, come. Type in the chat, let me know.
not
No, guys.
you have 2020 vision. Hello.
So if you guys
I'm
see
so
my
far from the
digital,
screen. Mm.
let me see. I hope you guys are seeing well. Let me see. Let me try to find
Is
it.
there a way to
I found it.
for us?
You found it?
I found it. I found
You
it. Let me
find
tell you,
it?
I'm four
Where you
rows.
find it?
2, 4,
They said
6,
found it.
8,
You look at found it, found it, found it,
2,
found
4,
it.
No,
Yeah,
but why we can't find it?
yeah. Out
It's
and start.
11th row from the top.
Living
The
Drew?
M in the 11th row from the top. You're going, oh, I found it.
Oh,
2020 vision. I
no,
see you.
man.
Yeah, it's back. It's like up.
Oh,
Slide.
we find it. We find
Yes, you
it.
find
We
the M
find it.
first.
All
And
right,
that's part of
guys.
the
Let me
screen.
just, let me just, wait.
Yeah,
Ignore me
girl.
shaky hand. I
That did
found it. All right. Ignore me
Yeah.
shaky hand. All right. So the next word. The next word. Sports max. You know,
Mm. So,
sports
sorry
streaming.
to interrupt in a Janine, but we're recognizing for those who are real FMA reps and real FMA fans, members that are true to the thing, they know that majority of these names are the names of our sponsors app, Digicel. So if you
Yeah,
don't have the sports box or the My Digicel downloaded, what are you doing? And
What
worse,
are
if you don't have dip, then you're
you're
sleeping. If you're not
sleeping,
dipping, you're
bipping,
sleeping.
flipping. We're repping for the biggest and the baddest Digicel,
Same
right?
stuff.
So y'all need to
Same
be
stuff.
repping for Digicel.
So it's supposed to be easy now for him to find these things,
that?
All
these
right, as
names.
you
You know?
saw,
Let's go.
Postmax is
Ooh,
beside my
Like,
Digicel.
did you sell?
Beside Digicel.
Ooh, I'm finding.
You find it?
But if I don't roll,
No,
roll.
I like me
We need
can't
a
see
trophy.
today.
We need a
Listen,
trophy.
me never promise
It's
nobody, so
up.
me have
Oh, find it.
You know what telling
Excitement.
me what chest though.
is Abby bigging up sports max for me. But by the way, guys, before we continue the game, did you see that Abby was on our TV? Big up or vice president. She was on
Big
our
up, Abby.
television. If you watch sports max, then
Yes.
Abby went to La Liga. Big up you, Abby. I hope that you enjoyed your stay. And yeah, share some of the memories in the group. We want to see them. We want to get some sports max moments too.
Period. Period.
Definitely. And if you haven't seen either, we have been on ASU's listing for the clubs and societies. The semester is starting, and guess who is repping us again? The one and
Right?
only Peggy. Alison
Yeah,
coming over repping us. So make sure you go over to
President.
ASU page and to like it and to share it and to also like and share Utech FMA's IG page too. You know, because
yeah.
we have to pick up the family. Over to
Make
you
sure
again, Janine.
You guys, as you can see, we're very global. You
you
See,
know, we're very global.
international.
glow
So the
international.
next word, oh, I found it. I found the next word.
You
The
found it?
next word is Plago.
But that don't fear why you look for the word before we
No,
Exactly.
I just kind of catch it. Look, I just,
Mm.
guys, yeah, see Plago. It's like
I
right
see,
there.
I see it.
You see
It's,
it?
it's like this. Or this one. Yeah. It's over to
What
the
is it? Yeah,
uh,
yeah,
uh,
yeah.
yeah. It's just funny. Oh, with puzzles or word searchers, you really can't hint a person to say what they saw unless you show them or you count the columns.
Right?
right Game of Dwight.
Yes.
Where you see Game of Dwight and I see Tammy are saying she finds it.
Where you guys see
Yeah,
it?
tell me where you see it. We need to
But
know where you
producer Derek not easy. You know, see producer Derek say I'm bringing a discount on this month bill. Did you sell right?
Oh god.
Everybody said them find it, but where?
But where guys? We need to
Where?
know.
Give
Tell
us
us. Let us
directions.
know in the chat. Let us know where you find it. He said next to
Next
sports.
to sport. All right. I'll give him that. See it right here. Those who never find it.
Yeah, play right there.
Play. Go. All right. The next word is beep. Everybody can see it. Everybody can see it.
Oh,
Really?
It's just there right this one.
you see, I've been bringing it out long time.
Oh, I
Right?
see it.
Yeah, you see it.
All the time.
It's easy to find. Not everybody find it. Some just like do it and move it along. You know, right this one. Right this one.
You cannot
Now
be
for loop. Oh, me find it. Loop. Microsoft look. Loop. You guys find it?
no shadow for two oil.
First row for loop. Oh, it's big I'm talking about.
Oh, I see it. I
You
see
see
it.
it,
I see it. I see it.
right?
Weird.
Where's loop, guys?
Somebody said I found it. Guys, remember when you find it, just be sure to
Yeah, just tell me where.
you find it.
Weird. Oh, I found it now. That
You
took
find
so
it. Which row, guys? Where the
First column
start?
is loop.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes, Delika on point. I like that. And
Enjoy that.
Michaela too.
All right, guys.
Oh, that was me killing.
Loop. We're gonna. Okay. Okay,
I can keep
okay.
the FMA squad on point and have the good 2020 vision.
Right? 2020 vision. So guys, where's Go Load? Because I don't know where it is. This one I can't find. I don't have a clue where it is. Oh, find it.
Go loud, go loud.
Go Load.
Thank you, Jesus, for the eyes, man.
You find it?
Yeah, I found it, man.
Hmm. Don't look like nobody in the chat find it. The
Somebody
hint is that it's connected.
Jada
Oh,
found it.
another one.
Dwight found it.
All right, guys, but where is it? Let's pretend I didn't see it. Where is it?
Guys, remember
Tammy, I found it. Tammy, I found it.
All right.
Terri-karelle found it too.
Abby subbing you for me.
Listen, Abby.
Abby said Janina struggle
Yeah, yeah, guys.
her own game.
Listen, guys, I had to play it
Sorry.
with you guys instead of doing it myself. So somebody say in the L of play. Is it here? Is
Hola.
there right there? So right there. So now we're gonna move on to D music. But somebody said I'm find it already. Where did you find it?
I think it was Abby. Was it Abby? Abby said she found beep on something else.
Which one reach now?
D music.
Music.
Right next to B. Oh, we see it. We see it. You guys see it?
Oh, me too.
Wow.
Cause I look everywhere, I'm so wait there.
One eye too good.
And I good,
Not
bad.
Love that.
not see
Love
that.
that.
All right, guys. I think that's all the apps. So let's look for success.
Because that's
Let's
what we're aiming for. With
yes,
today's theme, that's all about
yes,
goals. We have to be on the route to success.
right?
Celebration success. Mm.
Okay, success, guys. All right, let me look for it too. Oh, find it. See how quick I find it.
What do I
You know
like
what
that?
that means?
I found it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found it.
All right. Anybody in the chat find it?
It's Tammy saying she find money for me.
Right? Were you there? You know?
When you focus.
Oh gosh, Tamia, that's a good sign. That's a good sign. So everybody said and find success,
Alright,
but
I see
where's
this. I found it.
where's roll?
Everybody except me.
You know,
I mean, I want
Oh
enough.
no.
it's
Not
a
a
part of
bad.
one of the words we find already.
Don't worry about it. You did good.
Thank you. You know, I need that motivation.
You did good, sis. Don't worry about
See
it.
it right
Thank you. You
here.
know,
Why you
build,
may see it
build me
right
up.
here?
Appreciate it, man. It's getting to me.
See why you
Right there,
have
right under my
Oh,
digital. Yes.
exactly, man. Yeah, look yourself in the head and be
Okay.
like, what you doing?
So Tamia, is where you see money? Where you found money? Oh, I see it.
It's true, Annalie. We're not holding on to the
No,
last
Anna,
minute
it's
energy.
not
We
a
find
sign, man.
money
You're
this
gonna find
year.
it.
Oh, I found money.
Yeah.
Receive it, Jesus. I'm finding money in 2022. Watch. Mm. It's right under. It's right where the P ends in Golo. The D end in Golo.
Yes. Right there.
oh.
So guys, like the topic today is goals. Let's look for goals. Yeah, let's look for goals. So I don't know where goals is.
Is goals even there?
Some will find it, but it's
Find
that
it?
way. It's
Yeah, 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 yeah. I
yeah,
see,
yeah.
I
I
found
see
it.
it. I see it. You're right. It's backward.
But no quick, so when so quick? No bright, no bright.
They found
Right
it.
line. Yes, you goals right here. So guys, can any of you find marketing?
Marketing.
Marketing. Like that? No.
Oh wow. A moment of
Let's see if we
silence.
can find marketing.
Tamia said you found it.
Is to the top. Where in the statement?
What did she say?
Top left.
Marketing. Let me scroll up to read that comment.
Oh, I see it. I see it. Besides sports max. On the right. On the right. See it right there.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
Right?
My God.
So guys, let's find motivation. Oh, find it. Motivation. We're looking for motivation, guys. Back way. Yeah. Nobody don't find motivation. It's like staring in my face. Near success. Yeah. Yeah. Right next to success. See, right. This one. No, sir. Okay. Let me see. How much more words? I don't know. Inspirational. Cause this meeting is going to be very inspirational. I'm going to take a lot from this meeting today. So let's find inspiration. Second, guys, we find motivation already. Looking for inspirational. Last row. Row. Oh, we find it. Not me almost showing y'all. But yeah, inspirational. And then after this, we have the last word. Last row. Last column. Yeah. Boy, ignore me shake it and ignore it. Last column. Yeah, guys. So the last word we're looking for now. Somebody please find talk with FMA.
Shamia said the last word should have been epic because
You
this
know,
meeting
say?
will be epic. Right.
So anybody find talk with FMA? I find it, but I'm not telling no. Wait, I was showing them. But where in the find it? Bottom row. People. Fourth row at the bottom. Yeah, on the right. On the right. So talk with FMA. Okay, guys. So as it pertains to talk with FMA, there will be a meeting for talk with FMA this Sunday, 5 p.m. Come and learn something about the different businesses, how to build your brand, how to level up your business this Sunday at 5 p.m. So come. Let's
Live
get
on in.
live on Instagram.
Yeah.
Instagram, 5 p.m. So come, learn something, be inspired, be motivated to build your own brand and personal brand as well. So yeah. So guys, thanks for playing with me. Um, let's get into this conversation now. Let's get into this conversation now. How do you guys feel about Shensia's new song?
I guess you're putting us on the spot because
No, because how do you guys feel about it? Why you me listen to the song?
Well, excellent question. I did. I listened to the song in its entirety, every word, every verse, everything. It
and
it wasn't unexpected.
Oh
It
Jesus.
was just different for Shensia in the light that I had her in. Simple because Shensia is I was a lyricist. Shensia good with words. Shensia is excellent with words. And honestly, I feel like she wasn't showcasing that in this song. So it was a good partnership, a big brand deal, and she pushing herself out there globally. But I feel like she has better songs as relates to lyric wise. That definitely catch you, was sound good. That's so definitely I wasn't for this one with the lyric.
Same.
I wasn't for it
I
because
agree.
even so, I was looking at Megan Thee Stallion's verse, and her verse was in tune to what she normally brings to the table,
Mhm.
and we were happy with that. So, yeah, that's my take on it.
Alicia, go ahead.
I have something to say, guys.
Yeah.
Is it me alone?
Hmm.
Think say it's three song in a one, four song.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Let
it's
them
like
just
it's
put
in
some
a
and something
mesh.
together.
I
It's like
just
in a mesh.
sound connected. It was just all over the place for me. I
Yes.
don't know
I
if anybody
agree.
shares the same sentiment, but like guys, I thought that
Mm,
was the three different songs.
Just
right.
it wasn't giving the that it normally does. It wasn't
True.
flowing.
Honestly, I expected more from the song. I was actually excited. And then I sat there in the live stream, sat there in the live stream waiting. And then when it started, I said,
Imagine you sit down for trash.
Oh wow.
no, because I like Shensia, but oh God, I'm not gonna lie. It just wasn't it. It wasn't giving. I don't know what she was thinking. Like, it wasn't up to her standard. So
Isn't giving chance,
I
yeah.
see why everyone don't like it, and the people that in the comments that them don't like it either.
Guys, check the chat. The chat. These
Mm-hmm.
they have a
I'm
lot to
see.
say.
Hey, like,
I'm seeing.
Them
Well,
might say song feel like it never needed. Is that him saying? Because the comment went away. And then
yes, definitely.
okay, and then he said maybe if Aishana did come on it, it would have right. I guess.
Maybe if she wrote the
Really,
whole
no.
song.
Let me tell you,
Said it is a watered down version of WAP.
Yeah.
that
I
when
had
me,
heard
that
it
when
said
I said,
Skilly. Skilly
someone said
right
Skilly
there.
Bang wrote it. Yes, and that makes so much sense because Skilly is normally known for little to no lyrics. And felt like little to no lyrics.
Listen, mind the Skillibeng fans come for you. Be careful. Y'all better be careful.
But
But
in the
yeah.
sense of fun and vibes, I understand the move as an artist, I guess, because a lot of person looking at it from the perspective that it's new management now, it's a new artist that she's dealing with, and probably
Mhm.
she's just widening her scope of things and trying something new to get into this American industry. But my perspective is simple this: you have been authentically you for so long and it has been working and it is what gives you your flair and your distinguishing. Don't lose that because you're in a new market or with a new management. That is what has brought you there, the unique you. So keep it, work with it, and
I agree. And you know what I heard Spice said when she was doing an interview? She said people tend to not like change. And
Mhm.
that's true. When we start listening to something and we start gravitating to it, the moment you try to expand or go into a new era, then you tend to lose that fan base. So
True.
we wish her all the best and we hope that the Americanized persons will go for her. And I hope that, she can go and make her money and do her thing. Yeah,
Right.
Definitely.
I think that them realize that people not really like the song. So what they did was them have a challenge. You see the challenge? They
Which
have this
challenge?
challenge to give people like 10K just to play the song, and yeah.
Oh,
Girl, I saw this video and it's the lady like she's shoving some sword down her throat to the song, and I'm like, what is happening here?
and they say, like, guys, whether we like it or not, the Lord is coming sooner than we know it. The world
mhm.
is really ending. Like, you really see some crazy stuff
Everything is happening.
these days. Then you have to second guess and like, what is really going on? Everybody's just losing it. Society
Right?
has lost it. People are losing their minds like crazy. Like, it's so crazy.
Yeah,
Hmm.
guys. I just can't believe like
But on the
like
bright side of life, the lady making her money. Who are we?
facts, facts.
Well,
Well,
like many things in the music industry or entertainment in general, it's just gonna spike for a bit and then die down. And as they normally say, any form of publicity is publicity. So I guess she's accomplishing what she wanted. Getting persons to know her name. It may not be the best of light, but there is some form of good, I suppose, that may come for this. Good luck to Shanti
yeah,
and her plans.
So we wish her all the best though, guys. And yeah, that's it. Just going on.
yeah. Because I see a lot of challenge that channels that never used to talk about her, they might talk about her now. So I guess the benefits came with it, and we wish her the best. So that's the topic that I wanted to talk to you guys about. I wanted to get your opinions. There were a lot of opinions in the chat, a lot of opinions. I just wanted to get your opinions, and that's about it. And I hope you guys are ready for this meeting. I hope you guys are ready for the gems that are about to drop,
I sure am.
right? So enjoy the rest of the meeting, guys. Have a good day.
Thank you so much, Daniel. We really appreciate you coming on and giving us the up to date. The icebreaker was interactive, fun, the place is buzzing, and more importantly, giving us the up to date of what can be or what is of high interest right now. But, ladies and gentlemen, for all of you that have been sitting at the edge of your seat, because I know I
Listen, why you we have
am.
persons here that has been waiting for 3 years? Somebody
Oh,
messaged me and said, "Girl, you made our dream come true." I've been waiting to hear from you for 3 years now. So you know that they are waiting. They are at the edge of
yes,
their seats. They're
yes,
ready. They're booming with excitement. Say no.
chat
Yeah, that's
ready. Oh, and with that said, I will be introducing our guest speaker for the day. Dr. Terri-karelle Reid is a human ethnet, connector of people and dots. Having graced the stage, having graced stages at events across Europe, the Caribbean, the USA, and Asia, she has built a brand that is synonymous to the word excellence in the field of event hosting, TV hosting, speaking, content curating, and online branding and storytelling. She is known to respect the process and pay attention to details, understanding her clients' needs and the audience to foster great relationships. We're excited to have Dr. Terri-karelle Reid here with us today to share on the topic goals. After the goals, what next? Help me welcome Dr. Terri-karelle Reid to the stage.
I'm sending some fire emojis in the chat, guys.
Hi, good afternoon. Oh my goodness. Hi everyone. I saw the emojis. I just saw your chat. The chat is
Yes.
in every sense of the word.
Yes.
Hi ladies. Thank you for having me.
Welcome. We are so happy to have you. How are you
It's a
doing?
pleasure. It's a pleasure. I mean, I have to take the opportunity to apologize. I mean, FMA has been trying to get me for I think 2 or 3 years now. And it's always a new year, new season, new president, new student body, and no Terri-karelle. And so it's I'm so happy that our schedules align and that I could share company and audience with you guys today.
We need to
Definitely.
talk with you. We actually came up with a strategy this year. We were like, every year, everybody's asking, we need to send Terri before the new year starts. And we went on it and we did our thing and we were successful. Oh my God, we love it.
No, and if I could just say right now, I think it ties into what the topic of your session is for those persons who might be listening. You guys tried over the years and you realized that the timing, it was always short. Even if you invited me 3 months or 4 months out, it was always short.
Yeah.
And I think what you guys did was you learned from it. You actively listened, and then what you did was you adjusted. And so with that and your persistence, I mean, you're going to meet your goal, which you did. So I think that's just testament to what you do when you plan. Absolutely.
Definitely, definitely. We are just elated, as Alicia has said, to be here, to have you here. And we're even more excited for all the gems. Everybody's been talking about what they're going to learn, what we're going to take away from the session, because you're literally a reservoir of knowledge and experience,
Thank you.
you know?
Thank
So,
And you have a large community. These people love you for
you.
real.
yeah,
Oh,
Rooted
thank
in you.
you.
And
Thank
oh
you.
my God, the love that we got from just telling persons that you're going to be here with us today. Persons join the club. You have people joining the club. You have people sending messages. Oh my God, we are.
People are in my DMs asking for the link, and I'm like, guys, this is a closed session. Like, go away. This is for FMA. Go away. So
Yeah, I know. All right, so let's get right into it. So,
okay.
talk to us. Define goals for us. Let's start by defining goals.
All right. Well, let me just preface by saying, and for persons who might be a part of FMA and they're also a part of my TK tribe, they will know that I speak very openly, very honestly, and I'm extremely transparent. And I say that to say that everything that I say and my opinions are my own. It does not necessarily reflect or generalize for everyone else. Okay. So I'm pulling on my experiences, my upbringing, everything that has helped to shape me over the years in my responses. So when you ask me what is the definition of goal, I think that is your desired outcome. Simply put, your desired result or outcome. And I
Just like
think it is uniquely yours. So I think what tends to happen in the space is that everybody kind of bunches up goals and says that this is the standard of goals. So everyone needs to have the house, everyone needs to have this kind of car, everyone has to have this relationship. And it's just like, no, it's absolutely uniquely yours. So what is important to you may not necessarily be important to someone else, but that does not invalidate that is your outcome. So if you're on a floor this year and your goal is to get a mattress this year, that is a valid goal and that is a desired result that you have, whether people think it's a goal or not.
and just
lovely.
like that, you got a gem right there. I hope you guys have your pens and your papers ready to write down all the gems that Terry has to drop for us.
No, it's facts. I think society dictates or we allow society to
true.
dictate what is
I
goals.
agree.
Me. Your body, hashtag body goals is not goals for me. The difference is that I am okay with saying it's not for me. You find other
Yeah.
people feel pressured to live other people's goals. My scene is you have to know where you depend, you have to know what you want and what is your desired goal for yourself that is uniquely yours. Period.
Same. So, and you know, with that said, you're so right. A lot of young persons, especially, get so consumed with the idealized goals or what you're supposed to be going for, what you're supposed to be heading towards, right? And with that said, another question would be, how do we set correct goals then? How do we properly analyze what we're doing and make a correct decision and choose a right goal? How do we do that?
That's a very good question. I think you have to take it in stages. And I think even as we speak about goals, we still have to have that growth mindset and we have to be open for the fact that even when you plan and you set your goals, you may not get them. Let us just remember that life has a very big way of showing you who is really in charge. And so even when you sit down, your journal, your vision board, you do all the things that you could possibly think of doing, sometimes you fall short of your goals. And sometimes it's not even your fault, it's just circumstances. And you have to be rerouted and you have to be redirected. And you have to be okay with that as well. Because I think what happens, especially when I speak to students at the tertiary level, they want to jump off cliffs because they didn't get the desired result. And I understand that it is disappointing. Nobody wants to be disappointed, especially when you work hard, but that's how life goes. You can only control the controllable. So I think even as we set our goals, always have in the back that things can happen and it's how you respond and react to it that will really determine if you can make it in this life. Going back to your original question, though, Wyoming, it's difficult to say correct goals because sometimes what we think we want for ourselves as goals couldn't be further from the truth. Sometimes the goals that we have from ourselves is actually quite limiting and quite restricting. Sometimes we think we are built for this particular role and this particular title, and we think this is the correct thing, when in actuality, we're not even a come close because that which God has made for us or has in store for us is so much bigger. So the idea of writing down correct goals, I'm kind of like, man a plan, someone a plan, so God a wife. And that's what happened to me.
True.
I I wanted to be a veterinarian. That's all I wanted to do. I did everything. And by the way, if you hear people drilling, that's my neighbors renovating. But I wanted to be a veterinarian and I worked towards it. The vet board said we don't accredit it. And it is because of that door that got locked in my face that
Wow.
my goals changed. My goal was no longer veterinary medicine, which I think is an important conversation piece because your goals don't necessarily have to be fixed. It
Wow.
doesn't have to be this one thing that this one thing is going to define me. And if I don't make this goal, then woe is me, I'm a failure, and nothing else can go on for me in a life.
Mhm.
It's good for you to have a starting point, to at least be ambitious and to have an idea of where you want to get to. But
Yes.
how great is it that your goal can change? Your view can change. Your perspective, your exposure, your experience can change. That can give you a brand new goal that was never aligned to the first one. How about them apples? So for me, I wouldn't necessarily say correct goals. What I would say is assess where you are now. All right, where am I at? Where do I need to get to? And where I need to get to does not have to be all the way down the road. If you read The Compound Effect, if you read the book Will Smith's book, all of them have this common thread. And that common thread is a lot of the times we're so focused on the very big picture that we actually don't focus on the incremental steps that are right in front of us. Some of us are so focused on the huge goal that we don't realize that you kind of have to meet the targets of smaller goals before you get to the big goals. So, what I would say is assess where you are. And yeah, have a big picture. Nothing wrong with having that big dream and that big picture. But then you need to ask yourself, am I becoming the person who will attract that goal? what I just said a while ago.
I'm
Whole
back
of
home.
a whole heap of us like to make big plans, big
Mm-hmm.
goals, write it
Dre.
down, cut out a whole heap of picture out a magazine, so them go put on them vision board, them do it every single year, and yet they do not
Wow.
make intentional steps to become the person who attracts the goal or
Mm. Mm.
attracts the success rate of you actually achieving the goal. In other words, my goal is to marry a man who is ambitious, smart, dresses well, professional, takes care of the family, respects, blah, 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 blah. You put that out in the
Yeah.
universe. The question is, are you becoming the person who attracts that kind of
And
man?
wow.
I'm feeling
Wow.
it in the best way.
And
Wow.
so when we speak about goals, people like to just think about, oh, I get the degree and I get the job. No, it's fine. That's sure. It comes a part of the journey. But the goal is actually to become one step closer, to do one thing better that puts you in a better place than you were before, that attracts the right people, alignments, collaborations, partnerships, referrals, because as that starts to align, you actually start getting closer to the goal you think you have or the goal that is actually there waiting for you.
Wow.
But you have to respect the process. You have to respect the process. Somebody said me draping them up bad.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Let me tell you, Terry, you're doing a fabulous job draping us up, and for the better, because I have been guilty of the vision board situation. I do a vision board last year and the year before. I have a little notebook where jotting down what I want and things.
Kitty,
And I
Kitty,
found
Yes,
Kitty.
myself, yeah,
fancy.
mid-year last year, I had to pull up myself and be like, why you me? You're not doing this. You said you're gonna get this done by 3 months time, and it's 6 months. Girl, get yourself together. You know?
Yeah.
So it's so true. You have to make sure you're putting in the work to get to that.
No, we
And
spend a lot of time on the embellishments. We spend a lot of time on it sounding good. And we walk around thinking that, oh my God, so I did a vision board. Oh my God, I wrote in my journal. Oh my God, I've talked about my
I
resolution. And we feel good and motivated that that's what we did. And we don't
Mm.
realize that that is not even the beginning. That is not even the start. Have you assessed your habits? Have you had the uncomfortable conversation with yourself where you have assessed what are the habits that I am cultivating now that is going to be a liability to me in the future, which is the compound effect? So we're making all of these new resolutions and we don't even fix the baggage where we are coming with. How, Sway? But we
Mm.
want to talk about big goals and you can't even get rid of the little habits? Talk to me now. Come on.
Oh, wow.
Come on.
Wow.
Come on.
That.
Poor Alicia and Wyoming are like, oh my God, we have our questions and I don't even know.
That's fine, man. That's fine because the importance of this meeting is not just to run through a list of questions or to just say we had
yeah.
it here, but most important is to draw from the reservoir of knowledge that you have, and we're definitely doing that. So I'm
Yeah.
excited. I'm eager. Like I'm happy that it's going the way it's going. I know
Thank you.
Alicia
Thank you.
has. You're welcome, my dear. Alicia had some more questions she wanted to throw at you. So here, let's go and see how they fall.
Sure.
All right. So I have a question. This was the most asked question. It said, what if you have accomplished a goal and you are no longer interested in that goal? What would you recommend to that person? Some suggestion what they can do.
Right. Okay. So I think once upon a time that would have sounded really weird to people, especially baby boomers, because they were taught that once you went to school, you had to be very, unidirectional. You had to get this one job and then you stay in the one job till you're retired. You get this long
Yeah.
life serving achievement award, and that was
Mhm.
it. And for people who still want to do that, that's okay. We're not here to judge. What I'm saying though is that as human beings, we are multidimensional, right? We are dynamic. We are always changing. We change our views, we change our perspectives based on the new company that we keep, the new communities we go into, the new jobs we get, the new roles we take on. We realize that we're constantly assimilating, processing, and changing as we go along. We are also multi-potentialites. So maybe when I was in high school, I was exposed to the sciences, so it naturally, I was naturally inclined to do the sciences. But maybe if I had been exposed to the arts more, maybe I would have been a different person. So for me, going back to what I think was alluded to earlier, if you have a goal, you've met the goal like so many of us. We go, we get the papers, we get the degree, and then we realize in the real world, we don't really like it. We don't like these customers. We don't like the processes. We don't like the operations, or we don't like the companies or the brands that are hiring me for this particular role. It is fine. Don't feel bad. At least what you're doing is you are acknowledging that you don't want to be here. Much better than some people who sit down, upset, unfulfilled, unhappy, and complain every single day about this goal that they completed, but them not like it. So fine. You get this goal, you realize this is not it. Now it's time for you to reassess. What is it about this goal that don't sit well with you? Is it a you thing? Is it something that regardless of which goal you set, it's always going to be a problem? Is it something that I need to change about me? Is it my work ethic? Because I'm not gonna come here and always blame other people for your mishaps. A lot of the times we are the common denominators. So before we go around jumping to new goals, you have to sit back and figure out, why did this fail? Did this fail because of circumstances that were out of my control? Did it fail because I had a nasty attitude? I had bad work ethics. I was not willing or open to taking people's input. So because of that, I rolled on because of my ego. I would assess, why is it that I'm no longer interested in this? And only after I've been able to answer that question do I say, okay, well, no, my attitude was good. I had all the right intentions. I lined up everything. But you know what? Wyoming has just introduced me to coding, and I think that that is really what I love. And I want to do this. Well, it simply means that after you've assessed and you have identified what your new goal is going to be, now you need to figure out, what are the steps for me to get into that goal. So it's not just a, oh, we're done, we're going to jump in another one. Everything has to be intentional. If not, you're just wasting time.
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
Oh my gosh. As you said that, I have a personal question I want to throw out there too. Definitely tying with the old goals thing. For me, I have been I've been the kind of person who hasn't, I'm not the linear, straight to the line, this then, this then, this then, this then, this. I like it when it flows, right? And I love creativity, I love flexibility, right? What would you advise me, right? If I'm currently in a situation, in a position where I feel limited, but for circumstantial reasons, I'm unable to move, right? But it seems as if the inspiration and motivation I had towards the goal, it's like buffering. So I'm still there, still want to get there, but because my current situation is limiting, it's kind of having me question whether or not I'll be able to achieve that. Right? What would your suggestion be to me in that situation?
And this is if you have one goal that you're kind of buffering on, but you actually love other things.
No, I actually want to get to this goal, right? But my current situation is limiting me from getting there, right? But it's as if I'm losing hope to
right.
continue. Yeah.
Right. And this might be a conversation that you and I might have to have offline, right? Because now for me to give you an honest answer, my question would be, okay, is this financial? Is this, which is usually like one of the biggest reasons why people can't get to their goals. It's because of, okay, is it finances? Okay, is it that it's not finances, but I need a tutor? I can't. For me, it's always an assessment. I always need to understand, what are the circumstances? What is it that is going to make me say, this is a problem? Because then I'll be able to give you the actual answer for it. So because I don't know your official circumstance, I can't give you an answer. We probably have to have a conversation
Different.
offline, if you don't mind, so that I can give you like a
Yeah.
one-on-one.
Don't mind at all.
Thank you so much, Terry. I
Yeah,
really appreciate that. I
no
really appreciate
problem. No, because as you said, your path is not linear, and the answer may not be linear as well.
True.
So even when I'm on social media and I see some of these speakers and they're just like, do it, we work out and just work hard. And it's just like, well, you don't know the context of people's situations. And
True.
so those are just empty motivational quotes that you're throwing out there, but you really have to ask and get to the root of what is the situation that could possibly be hindering this person. Is it resources? All right, how can we get these resources? If it's not resources, is it familial? Okay, is it family? Okay, do we need to move this person from where they are and put them in a healthy environment? The context is so necessary for me to give you a meaningful answer.
That's so true. I agree.
I appreciate that nonetheless, and I look forward to the after session if that's still up
Yeah,
for it.
man. Just send me a message or contact Alex, and he will put us in touch with each other.
I'll
No
definitely do.
problem.
Thank you again. So back to the questions though that our members had submitted. I want to see if the chat has dropped any since we're here before we move on to some, steamy
Sexy Barbie
questions.
says she has a question, but she hasn't asked it.
Yeah, I saw that too. Question, guys. If you have a question, type the
Just
question.
drop it in the chat.
So we can see it. All
Okay.
right.
So while we're waiting on that,
I see
It's
her
there.
question.
It's there. It's a being a part of your community. I have learned so much. But are you always this optimistic? How do you stay so positive even when it's hard?
wow.
Thank you, Sexy Barbie, and thank you for being a part of my TK tribe. I am not always this optimistic. I actually think I am more of a realist. If you know me well, I'm actually always just kind of speaking very plainly and very clearly. I think the difference with me and other persons is that once I hit up against a wall or I've come across a challenge, and yes, I might be frustrated, I might be disappointed, I might even be sad, depending on the kind of challenge I'm experiencing. The difference with me is it does not suit me. It does me no justice or service to sit down for an indefinite period of time saying, Jano, sir, why me? Oh God, look how hard my work. Look how it did. What next? So where does that get me? It gets me absolutely nowhere. So what I do is I sit down with it and I'm frustrated and I'll be frustrated about it. But then after a while, the rational and the logic needs to come back. All right. You're frustrated, cool. I can see that. I validated, cool. All right. So what we are gonna do? What's the solution? I am a solution oriented person. I am a solution centric person. And so my thing is I know the pain is not permanent. I know that this disappointment is temporary and I am in a position to fix it. So my question is, how can I fix this? And if can I fix this by myself? Do I need to collaborate? Do I need to seek counsel? Because
Just
pride is a hell of a thing. And a lot of us don't get the help we need because we're proud. We set goals. Some of us set unrealistic goals, right? And then we get frustrated and we want to jump off cliffs when we don't make it, when sometimes it's just asking a question. It's legit asking somebody, yo, can I get your advice? I realize you went through that process. What was that process like? Some of us are too caught up with ourselves and the ego and the pride, and that is actually what is one of our biggest stumbling blocks.
true.
So when I come across certain challenges, I am not afraid to say, I do not have all the answers. Who would be the best person to consult on this? So it's not that I'm always optimistic. What it is I don't stay wallowing in self-pity and be like, oh my God, I don't want to get out of bed. No, after that I go, all right, so this didn't work, boom, bang. What have I learned? And how may I go wheel and come again? That's just my personality.
Right.
and those are tips that will work. Let me tell you, because you know, putting these things in place or practicalizing what Terry has said so far is literally the way to get the answers to the questions you're asking. So definitely, well,
Yeah, absolutely. Some people sit down on their questions forever.
Yeah.
There's some people who would be in a forum that's open where they can ask questions, and because of fear of looking stupid or sounding stupid or just fear and anxiety of publicly speaking, they would rather sit down on their ignorance rather than get the answer that they need. But then the compound effect is that you take longer to graduate, or you take longer to pass a class, or you take longer to do a project, or you take longer to get a solution, all because you just didn't ask a question. It happens all the time. I've literally seen it happen, as opposed to the person who says, hey, I have a question, so and so and so and so, boom, you get your answer, you move on. Done.
And oftentimes, too, persons tend to seek help, but when they seek the help that they desire, then those persons tend not to respond to them, and then they get discouraged, and then they lose focus and lose sight of what they want to accomplish. And that, too, can be a stumbling block.
Yeah, but Alicia, you see, you bring up a very important topic, but again, the onus is not on the people, them.
That's
So
the thing.
you ask your question. So you ask your question, and I just posted a video on Instagram today just saying there are people who hoard information, resources, tools, advice, tips, promotions. People hoard it because they feel like if they hoard it, they put you at a disadvantage because they don't want to share the pie.
True.
Right? The difference with my personality is thank you for hoarding that. Because what you are teaching me when you hoard things, when you don't want to give me the answer, you are forcing me to inculcate or to cultivate an attitude that is resilient. You're going to give me the grit, boo. You're going to make me resourceful, because if I don't get the answer from you, I'm either going to figure it out or I'm going to ask somebody else. What you are doing is you are teaching me how to figure it out. Critical thinking, resourcefulness, networking, moving around. Whether you want to close the door in my face or not, may I tell you, say, Terri-karelle, go open up a window.
Yes.
That responsibility is mine. So if you ask somebody a question and them don't give you no answer because they want to be a gatekeeper, and you go to your dorm or wherever you live and you sit down and you say, boy, John Star, I ask a question and the person, Ray, like, grow up. People are not obligated to help you. Manage your expectations. If somebody help you, boss. If they don't help you, cool. I know nothing. At least I have knowledge now that you're not really checking for me. You don't really have my back. And knowledge is power. Knowledge is key. Now I know where we stand.
Yeah.
We're going again.
I agree.
But then you're going to sit down and blame other people because of an attitude that you chose to take on, a decision that you choose to make.
Yes.
Because somebody said them not give the answer. Good luck in life, then, my friend. If that is what you're gonna take on.
Jody is asking, what advice would you have to those who are pursuing a degree rather, in media and is interested in journalism and public relations? What should we expect?
Hi. That's a very good question. Well, first of all, I'd really want you to drill down, because that's another thing. When you speak to students at the tertiary level, it's very vague. You know, media is very big. Journalism is very big. What kind of journalism do you want to be? Public relations? Public relations for who? For corporate? For is it in sports? You know, what area? When you guys start to ask your questions, and this is just also an observation, even when people jump in my DMs, don't be vague. Drill it down. Drill it down, because when you drill down your question, you get the best answer. If you are vague, you will get a generic answer. So so she says she's interested in media and she wants to do journalism. So what I would ask her is, okay, is it journalism locally or is it journalism internationally? Are we thinking global or are we thinking local? I would also ask her, if you're so big on journalism, what type of journalism do you want to start doing? And do you have a blog? Is there anything that you're building up right now as a personal brand that when you decide to approach a company that might be doing PR or might be looking for journalists, do you have anything that can be considered a body of work that you have been working for or working towards? So if I'm a sports journalist, or if I want to be a sports journalist and I'm still in school, what I would already start doing is I would do two things. I would have a blog that, of course, I am covering all things sports, local sports, regional sports, international sports, because what it means is that I am being intentional. I would do that in writing form, and I would also do that in video form, because we know that persons in media know what the industries want are people who can write as well as present in front of camera. So you kind of have to have a lot of skills in your toolkit. So if anybody is coming into any space right now, the first thing people are doing is they're going to your social media pages, they're going to your platforms, because they want to see if you're really interested in getting this job. Then it has to be a part of your vein, right? It has to be something that you're passionate about. Where is it? Where is it? So what do I have as a point of reference? And so a lot of the times you guys may not have the experience, but because you have platforms, WordPress, YouTube, TikTok, one of our whole heap of platforms, that you can already start building your brand. And then when you build your brand on these platforms, you start to tag the companies. No shame. I've seen it on LinkedIn, where students in your age group abroad and in these different spaces, they start to write their LinkedIn articles. Their LinkedIn articles get published. And then people who are within their niche, the decision makers, start to read their articles. And sometimes you don't even have to go looking for the job, because the job comes to
So true.
you. The question is, are we maximizing and are we positioning ourselves incrementally to attract the job that we want? Same for PR. Identify the public relation companies that you know have a good culture, that do the things you do. Is it PR Chicks? Is it PR etc.? Is it PR Bell? Do you know the players in the market? Have you interned there? Everything that you do has to align with getting closer to those guys, and you have to do that.
Wow. Wow. All right, I'm checking the comments. Checking the comments. All right, so Shantoy Davis says, I'm always uplifted just listening to you each time.
Oh, thank you.
Also
Thank you.
says, how do you know when it's your time to move away from a situation? How do you assess fully? Wow, she said, how do you fully assess yourself?
There's a great book, um, Happy Sexy Millionaire, written by Stephen Bartlett. If you have the opportunity, I think you can also get it on an Audible. If you don't have time to read the book, the audiobook is just as good, just as fast. And he has this really simple but effective and impactful diagram, where he says a lot of persons in this world tell you not to be a quitter, never be a quitter. The world doesn't like quitters, but sometimes you have to know when to quit. Sometimes you have to actually realize when something no longer serves you, when it is no longer mutually beneficial, maybe it is no longer fulfilling, maybe you hit your ceiling and you realize, yo, this is not for me. There are people who will guilt you and shame you into thinking that you're a quitter. And sometimes that's okay. So start asking yourself those questions that I just asked you. Okay, have I exhausted all my options? If the answer is yes, okay, is there anything else that I could possibly do, possibly change, resources, network? Will anything change this circumstance? No, quit, go somewhere else. If you start to ask yourself, is there anything else that I could have done? Yes. Is there anybody else I could have spoken to? Yes. Is there anything else that I could have explored? Yes. Then, unless you have exhausted that particular thing, then maybe it's not time for you to quit as yet. But that book, literally, it's nowhere near me right now. That book, literally, and I'll take a photo and send to the FMA group. I don't know if you guys send this out via WhatsApp or email. But basically, what he's saying is that you ask yourself certain questions, and only when you come to that hard no, do you quit and you move to the very next thing. But once I started on fulfill, I tell you much. Once I realized that I'm expending a lot of energy and effort and attention, and that goal, that desired outcome, that desired result is not happening, slowly I start to say, all right, maybe it's time that I change, switch gears, which would either mean switch my attitude, my approach, or switch my entire environment altogether. But I will share that page with Wyoming and Olisa so that they can share with you guys.
Thank you so much. Would definitely appreciate that. All right.
I
Yeah,
would just
just
add is that a goal is like a partner, right? Your goal is like your partner. The two of you are walking hand in hand. And we take on partners a lot based on their potential. Sometimes we don't know what the outcome is, but we choose them based on what we see. We think this is manageable. We think this is a good decision. And we go on making steps with partners. It's the same thing that we do with our goals. Eventually, our partners start to show us red flags. There's signs and there's signals all around us that basically help us to go, is this what I want for myself? This doesn't feel good. This no longer serves me. I am now feeling worse about myself. It's the very same thing. If your goal starts to do that, or your journey or your trajectory to your goal starts to make you feel that way, and you start to see red flags where you know within your heart this don't feel good. Perhaps it's going against your principles or your values. Perhaps your employer is not asking you to do things that you know are ethically wrong. There are certain things that stand out as red flags that tells you pack up and cut as quickly as possible because it's not going to work out very well for you. So it also depends on your circumstances.
wow. Thank you for that.
No
That
problem.
definitely spoke to me.
I hope so. Mhm.
Definitely did. All right. So somebody said oftentimes parents are our biggest dream killers because they tend not to understand that the world is evolving and traditional jobs are not the only source of income. What advice would you give to somebody that has a particular goal to accomplish and lacks the support?
Well, what I'd say is that I absolutely agree with that statement. I've met persons who've literally gone to whole med schools, just to graduate and give their father the paper and say, here, see, I did what you wanted to, and then went off and did the arts. I had a woman on my podcast whose father insisted that she had to be a doctor. And she failed the first year. She repeated the first year. She failed, I think, the first year 3 times. And the father didn't know because guess what? She hid the fact that she failed. He was taking her to Natsai, whatever the thing is on UE. And he had no idea. So he would drop her off and she would go to the arts department. And I say that to say it is the story for generations. And it becomes worse when it's the parents who paying your school fee. Because when them pay the school fee, you don't really
So
have no say
that's
in a
so true.
way them want. Them will tell you point blank period. This is what them a pay for, and them now pay for go tell no dancer or no actress. They're paying for you to be a lawyer, and that's what you're gonna become. That is just a reality. What I would say to this particular question is, and you have to be sensitive to because they also grew up in a different era, right? So let us be honest.
That's
Them grew
fact.
up in a society and a culture that was very different. Look at how much we have changed in the last 5 to 10 years, even as youngsters. So, with that being said, understand that you can't teach old dog new tricks. It is going to
Wow.
be hard for you to convince them if they've already made a stance that, hey, I can make money as a blogger. Right now, they're going to ask you, what is a blogger? It's going to be too hard. Understand and be okay with it and come to terms that sometimes your biggest support will not come from your parents. Sometimes your biggest support will not come from your partner. Sometimes your biggest support may not even come from your friends.
Stranger.
Sometimes it may come from strangers. My
Stranger.
advice to you is wherever you get the support, as long as this support is positive, as long as this support is going to feed into your goals and your soul, I say go wherever the light is. Me not have no time for try sit down to convince anybody. And I don't care if they're my mother, my grandmother, as miserable as they are. I don't have no time to try to convince people why I think I could be good at something or why I could earn multiple streams of income. If I don't get the support here, it may mean that I have to go at it alone and continue building my community, or I find the community that helps to feed this passion that I have. And then after, which is usually the case, when you are able to do your own research, Get your own information. You start on your own sometimes, and then you start to see it pick up and you start to get the momentum, and then everybody said, what blouse and skirt, but the thing look like it sell off. They'll come around. Sometimes you can't wait for them to come around to start. Sometimes you have to start and watch them come around.
I can testify to that. I have a testimony to that. Listen, my mother is in the medical facility, and I'm telling you, she wanted me to be over there with her, and I was like, that is not for me. And no, she's my biggest support.
Yeah,
She supports me in everything. Go after
yeah,
those dreams, guys.
yeah. Sometimes they won't understand it. And you have to remember,
Yeah,
guys, even though they're our parents, they're also humans. They also have their biases, just like we have our biases, you know.
true.
And as much as we're talking freely now, if some of you choose to become parents, you're going to do the same thing, you know.
So
You're
true.
going to look on the picnic
So
and I'm going to say, I'm
true.
going to really go waste on the time. You're going to do the same thing because we already have conscious and unconscious biases. So some of the times it don't make any sense. You try fight it. Sometimes it means you have to start alone, start with your little vision, start with your plan. If you have a one party who can roll with you and support you, get it started and then watch the support grow around you. And even if
So
the support doesn't grow, they have to respect you.
love that. Love that. All right. So, what has always been your strategy to stay on track with your goals?
Let me tell you something. If anybody tell you that they stay on their track with their goals 24/7, I lie them a tell.
Facts.
Let me tell you something. If anybody tell you, oh my God, I just get up every single day and I start my day off and I check off everything off my list and and by the time I'm done in every single day and 24/7, I'm just so efficient and effective and I'm always on my goals. I lie them a tell.
That is why your community is so blessed to have somebody like you. Just pack as it is, no sugar coating, no nothing. It's just what you see is what you get, ladies and gentlemen.
But it doesn't make any sense because what you do is I think you set up the next generation for failure. You set up these unrealistic goals and images. And then when your generation don't meet those goals or meet those expectations, y'all feel like failures when really and truly it's not your fault. The game was never ever like that in the beginning. So what I would say is I drop off a lot of times. Oh, I procrastinate a lot of times. There are times when I start a goal and I ask myself, what are you thinking? This is really big. You might want to pull it back. Or life happens. I have my daughter. I have a whole heap of moving parts. Sometimes I have to park my goal. And my strategy is no longer to pick up this goal until I can give it my time and my effort in 3 months or 4 months. I don't lie to myself. I don't give myself unrealistic deadlines either. I don't tell myself I'm going to do this in 3 days when I know based on the plate that I have, I won't be able to. So, what I do is I'm honest. I have an honest conversation, and what I try to do is prioritize my things. I have 200 things on my plate. What are the things that can wait? What are the things that need to be done now? The things that need to be done now, which ones need to be done today versus which ones need to be done within the quarter? And I try to meet those. I find that when I make realistic timelines, when I make realistic deadlines, I actually can make my goals. I drop off if I make unrealistic timelines for myself when I know I cannot make them. And so what I try to do is I just try to be honest. I look at what my workload is, and based on my workload, I try to move my goals around. Maybe this month I'm interested in this particular goal, but maybe this goal is not where it needs to be right now. Shift it and I put it somewhere else. And I really don't feel bad or I don't feel as if I'm a failure because I've had to move it or shift it.
Agree. And you also drop off to guys when you focus on social media. You are influenced by the things that are happening on social media. Run your own race, stay true to you, and you can accomplish all that you have set to accomplish. Don't ever get
Absolutely.
by.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
you see people say it, you're on social media and you're seeing people, oh, I'm 18 and I make 7 figures. And now you're sitting down at 18 saying, oh my God, I'm a failure because I don't make. First of all, you don't even know what them are do. You don't even know if I true them at tell. You don't even
Exactly.
know right now if it's seven, if them really make 7 figures. You don't know if the house where them a take picture in a, if it's them or if them rent it out like it's an Airbnb. You know, look, listen here. We're not even gonna talk the things. My thing is, focus on you. If you're gonna get caught up with other people and you want other people things and you want other people blueprint, then what do you really want for yourself in this life? If you're
True.
always consumed with what other people say your goals should be, why you have a brain? Why? Inquiring minds would like to know. Stop the foolishness, stay on track. If you want instant gratification, continue with the foolishness. But if you want to build a brand that will have legacy and longevity, it's for the long haul, it's for the marathon. And that means you have to be consistent, and it means some things you're just going to not be a part of. And you don't have to prove nothing to nobody. I just said the thing set up. But not a lot of us are courageous enough to do that. And whose fault is that? Nobody else's but yourself.
I agree. Somebody says sometimes they themselves don't want to do what they are doing, but they do it for the hype and for the media. And that's so true.
And how long does that last? Think in the last 3 years, 2 years, think about all the gimmicks, all the different memes, all the different personalities and characters that popped out of nowhere. And they're all over the place. They splash up on the media. Corporate Jamaica run in, use them for little ad over here, invite them to little events, laugh after them because it's a gimmicks. What happens to them after? I'll allow
So
you guys to answer.
you don't see them?
I'm sorry, do you see them anywhere?
Nowhere at all.
Do you see them building empires anywhere? Because
Yep.
they were never in it for the long haul. It's a gimmick. And so if your vision for yourself is short term, then don't be shocked when your results are also short term.
So true. All right, a question is on the screen. It has been there for so long. Let me ask you, what advice would you give to people who don't know what career path to take and they are at the university level and don't really know what they're passionate about?
I don't really buy, respectfully, I don't really buy the whole idea of they don't know what they're passionate about. And I'm going to tell you why I don't buy into it. Every time I've spoken to a student at every single level, and they say, I don't really know what I'm passionate about. And I start saying, oh, yeah, word. So what you into? And their face starts to light up. Well, you know that I I picked up a camera and I do photography. I mean, it's not really, not really qualified, but I take some photographs. You want to see my photography? All of a sudden, they light up. There is an energy, and you realize that that is actually their passion. I think the problem is that people's passion manifests in different ways. And I think we're also influenced by, again, the messages that we see. If I am passionate about speaking to people and helping people at a call center, am I really likely to share that with people? No, because people are going to look at me and be like, you're passionate about that after it's a call center. So you find that people actually have passions in different spaces, but they don't necessarily, one, identified as a passion, or two, they're uncomfortable with sharing what that passion is. Now, the first thing I have to ask them, and it goes back down to is foundation. There's a difference with you being a multi-potentialite, meaning you like so many things, you're good at so many things, you don't know which one to drill down to. That's a struggle for a lot of youngsters. And as DJ is saying, there are some people who struggle with passion because sometimes they don't really know themselves. So the advice for that person is a deep think. You almost have to have that self-discovery session with yourself, honestly. Most people, when you ask them, even if you don't know what your passion is, okay, I'm going to use myself as an example. When persons told me to do media, I looked at them like, what are you talking about? I don't study media. I don't know media. I don't even know what TV, what are you talking about? Sometimes what we have, and sometimes the problem is that Everybody on social media and all the motivational gurus tell you, oh, you have to have passion. Oh, you have to have passion. And I think it's a lie. It's unpopular opinion. I don't think you have to have passion. I think you have to have curiosity. That's what I think you have to have. And a lot of the times, your curiosity is triggered when persons tell you what you're good at. Sometimes you don't know what you are good at because maybe it's second nature to you. It's like breathing air. So it does not stand out for you. But somebody always come and tell you, boy, Elisa, you know that you're very good. You walk into a room and you can relate to everybody. When you walk into a room, your enthusiasm lights up, the entire atmosphere changes. You see, when you go on a mic, everybody will listen to you. For you, it's like, yeah, I just may think that. But then if somebody says that you have all the requisite skills to now move into media, you automatically say, but that's not my passion, because we assume that we have to have the passion first. What I am saying is, I think we need to have the curiosity first. Just the curiosity, just to try it out. And when you step in it, just apply yourself. Just be open for what it is worth. And then what you find happening is that there's a triggering of potential passion. Does that make any sense? I mean, I don't know if this makes any sense for everyone.
Makes a lot of sense.
But I think we need to jump off the passion a little bit. You know, you speak to Gary Vaynerchuk and all of these guys talking about passion. They can talk about passion because they have eight figures in the bank. They can go do anything them feel like do, and anything with them love doing, them can go and do. But for a lot of us, sometimes the passion doesn't come first.
So true.
Sometimes it is curiosity. Sometimes it is landing in a job that is the only job we could have get. And then we realize we have a natural inclination. Yo, I'm really good at this. In fact, I love this. And so for some, the passion may not always come first. Sometimes it comes after you've been doing a certain skill or role or job.
And I agree. Can definitely attest to that one too, Tamia.
Gamer Dwight, I hear you. People are struggling with finding their true identity because of this ever-changing world in which we live in. For me, I think is, even as the world changes, one thing that must stand true to the core is your identity.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually what I believe. So as things are changing, you're evolving. Yeah, sure, you're adapting. And yes, you're adjusting, but your core have to stay solid. Because if you change just like the weather, then really, truly, you won't have an identity, as Gamer Dwight said.
Yep, keep your identity. All right.
Self-awareness is important, absolutely.
All right. So this is off topic, but somebody really wants to ask you this question. So I'm going to make their wish come true. They're asking you, how are any tips on leaving good impressions to retain the brand relationships?
Oh God, this is a different topic all to its own.
Most
Impression, the tips for, and by the way, I apologize again for those coming in late. My neighbors are renovating. Here's the tips. Don't assume. Don't assume. Here's the biggest issue I have with the younger generation, because I find myself in the middle, because I'm from the old school, traditional, but I'm also from the modern way of doing things. I think people like to assume a lot and they take things for granted. So you find that youngsters will want to jump in at your DMs. They're really looking at serious work, or they want to collaborate, or they want to partner. But this is their first point of contact with you. And they want to be like, yo, fam, hey, sis, what are you talking about? I'm not your sister. We're not brothers. We're not friends. Keep it professional. That's number one. People assume that in the social media world, because they see people on social media, they think like it's cool to just run upon people. Like, don't get it twisted. Again, we're consuming content. We're seeing all of these big guys saying, be yourself and talk how you talk and walk how you walk. And it's like, first of all, you still have to know how to self-edit. You have to know how to read a room. You have to know who it is you are approaching. You have to know, look at that person and research, or the brand, and you need to research, okay, this kind of brand is a corporate brand run by old school, which means that chances are they are traditional. So even though I may be like, hey fam, what's up? That's not how I'm going to email. That's not how I'm going to address people. It's good afternoon, sir or madam. How
So
may I
true.
help you? People want to approach people like them and them on the same level. You're not. We're not on that level yet. We're not friends. So keep it 100% professional. Sometimes you only have 5 minutes to make an impression. Get to the point. Get to the point. Don't say, can I ask a question? Ask a question. Don't say, hi. What do you mean? If you're trying to make an impression, do your research. If I'm going to approach Terri-karelle, if I'm going to approach Don Webby, if I'm going to approach these guys, what are these guys into? What is the value that I can offer them? What is something that I've observed? Terri-karelle, I've observed that da 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 da. And as a student in XY year, I believe that I could offer value da 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 da. Here is a catalog. Here is a link to see my catalog. Get to the point.
So true.
What you show me is that you've taken the time to research the kind of person you're approaching. Yeah? If you are trying to make an impression on that person, it is the probability that everybody else is trying to get this person's attention is pretty high. So how do you separate yourself from the crowd? Be professional. Get to the point. Know exactly where it is you're going, where you want to take this person. Show them the pain point. Show them the value. Show them the solution that you come, and you don't have to do this while rambling. They don't need an epistle. You need to make it an elevator pitch, even if you're not pitching, because these people have limited time.
That's so true. And
go ahead, Elisa. What you saying?
you mentioned something on your you were saying something on your page the other day, and you were saying, guys, do not message me and say, hey, hi. It's not going to work. Just get to the point. If you want to ask me something, get to the point. So I remember now that you're saying this, that most persons who have started influencers, persons who are of high profile, they always say, get to the point. If you have something to ask, go ahead, say hi, hello. This
Get
is
to
what
the
I'm
point. Get to the point. And don't assume that because somebody is really chill, or how you view their personality, it's really chill. I would rather be overdressed than underdressed for an event. I would rather be polite and professional and courteous and mindful and thoughtful of who I am speaking to or approaching, rather than take it, for granted that she cool, man. Everything cool, because you'd be surprised to know how many of us are snobs. We are snobs when it comes to people who don't come in understanding that you must be professional. You must be professional. Be punctual. Don't be on time, be early. This was at 3:00. I was sitting down in the studio, minutes to 3. I was given your agenda. I knew that you guys had things to do before. I would rather be early than on time. A part of the reason why my clients book me for a lot of events is because I am never on time. I am always
early.
Always
asking questions.
And I'm always prepared. So what happened is that a lot of people want to roll in the big leagues. A lot of people want access and want network with the big leagues. And what happened is that they are not becoming the persons who attract that kind of network.
So true.
You want to move with the Michael Lee Chins. You want to get like the Michael Lee Chins, but you feel like you will roll into a meeting that is supposed to take place at 9:15. But you're going to send a WhatsApp message at 9:14 to say, yo, I'm going to be late for your 9:00 meeting.
So true. You got to show up.
Get it together. Get it together, guys. That is one of the biggest issues that I know. And I'm sharing this with you as you are making your way out into the world or whatever. Most of the HR consultants that I speak to on a daily basis, Their biggest frustration is that people don't know place and time. Youngsters don't know their place and their time. And it is not that they're saying youngsters must sit down in a corner because they're young. No, I am talking about you just get the work, but you want WhatsApp your manager about big man. What you mean? What, sir? What do you mean? Or you decide that you just not going to show up for work because you don't feel like it. So you ghost your employer and don't hold yourself accountable because you feel entitled. And then
True.
guess what? You decide so you're not even going to come back to the people that work, and you don't even send a letter of resignation saying, hey, because of unforeseen circumstances, I will no longer be able to stay here. You just disappear. And as luck would have it, these people always come back around because they require references. So
Fact.
short-sighted, so
Fact.
short-sighted, so egotistical and entitled that you feel I don't need these people. But then down the road, some way, some shape, you have to go back to some place of employment and ask for a reference. Oh, I'm sorry. What reference? We need to work on those things, guys.
So true.
Impression,
I
and being
agree.
consistent, Alicia. So don't come in the first day clean, smooth, edges. You're ready for the job. You're early, and a month in, you know, business. You have to be consistent, even as you continue to impress people.
I agree. I agree so much. Get a little drip up, but I agree. Get a little drip up. Word, right, Michaela? Word. Word. I know, right? All right. I saw somebody asked, how do you manage your career and also parenthood?
It's hard. It's tough. Um, I don't have nannies and babysitters and drivers, and I don't have people waiting on me hand and foot. So I do pickups, I do drop offs. My partner picked up Naima a while ago. And so for somebody who is doing a lot of the legwork, it can be hard. But for me, you just have to prioritize. You have to just make the time. We make the time for things that are important to us. The time that it takes for me to watch Netflix, I could dedicate that time to something else. So for me, I prioritize. Sometimes Naima goes ahead of the work because we need to get things done for her. Sometimes the work comes before her. It's not always going to be perfectly balanced, and that's okay. That's okay.
Okay.
So it's constantly moving, it's constantly changing, and I have to constantly assess. Did I fall down with Naima this week? Okay, I have to know compensate maybe on the weekend. So it's a balancing act all the time.
And if we're a
But I
part of
have
it,
support.
we'll definitely know that oftentimes you write those captions just to express how hard it is to be
Oh yeah.
able to cater to Naima and to cater to work. I even remember you posting when you fell asleep on the couch right beside Naima.
But
Yeah.
Olisa, what is important to me, I'm not a motivational speaker. I'm a truth teller. I don't want people to look on me and my community and say, oh, Terry bread butter up on both sides, man. She good. I don't want to ever give people the impression that life is just so easy for me because it's not.
True.
Everything that I have, I work for. Every dime that I have in my pocket, I work for. When I said I wanted a house last year, and they told me how much it costs, and I said I don't want to borrow so much from the bank, and I went back. Goals.
Yeah.
This is the goal I want to talk to you. I set up a goal. I don't have no journal and I don't do no vision board. I tell myself, I want to buy this house, but I'm still going to stay in budget. Terri-karelle is not going to put her hat where her hand can reach. I'm not trying to live like the Joneses, and I'm not trying to get a mortgage that I can't afford. This your girl from Portmore, St. Catherine is not that girl. Okay? So I look at the test, it's a little bit over my budget. And I say, I don't want to borrow all of this from the bank. If I put down a deposit, what is my deposit? I write it down. Then I say, okay, but if I borrow this from the bank, Jesus, this mortgage is going to be way out of reach and I can't do that. So to borrow less from the bank, what does that mean, T? Boy, that means you have to go earn more of your deposit. All right, but if I do that, how many months do I have? Okay, I have up to 90 days, 3 months. Ooh, do you think you'll be able to earn that amount of deposit? This is Terri-karelle. I can't speak about anybody else. I am talking very honestly about this. I look at the 90 days and I say, all right, so on top of my budget, on top of my deposit, I now have to find $4 million, for example. $4 million in 3 months is, woo! But you have expenses. Your expenses still coming. Naima doing piano class. She doing extras. She doing a bag of thing. You have to calculate all of these things. This is the difference where I am not trying to be like anybody. I have to assess my situation. And I work morning, noon, and night. So instead of being more picky about my jobs, meaning I will work long hours and I might spread it out to give myself a chance to recoup, to then host more events and then recoup. I was literally going top of day, bottom of night, top of day, bottom of night, international events, local events, regional events. Listen. I was working because this thing takes consistency, this thing takes discipline, and this thing takes sacrifice. So people who feel like them just going to come and give a little half-ass, mediocre kind of work and feel like the gold is going to drop in on your lap, doesn't work that way. And by the time I rolled up on my time, my goal was met. In fact, I surpassed what I thought I could have deposited, which means that really and truly there are always areas in our life where if we truly decide to maximize, nobody can hold it. But it's just that we choose to give ourselves a little bit of room. You understand? But I'm telling you, that is what I had to work in order to get done. Would I do it again? Yeah, it rough. It burned me out. And during that period of time, Naima was not my priority in terms of parenting, fell way below the level because I had to now focus on work. But now that I get the goal, I reach my target, then I could have balanced back out the thing. So even the idea of things being perfectly balanced it's a farce. Some things going to be high, some things going to be low. But it's up to you now to figure out what requires your attention now versus later. And that's a true story from last year.
Thank you for sharing that with us.
No problem. No problem.
Guys, that was a mouthful. I know you all agree. I know you all agree. My questions are finished, so I'm going to ask you guys. Is there anything else you want to ask Dr. Terri-karelle Reid?
There
Anything else?
was one question that people chilling with Trista, a babe box me I get. Chilling, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. There's one question that I saw come up a number of times, and that is networking. Oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God. People are asking me what I think about networking or the importance of networking. I speak for Terri-karelle. I despise networking. I despise corporate mingles. I've been to about 3. I hated them all. One was just trash. It was just everyone trying to pass off cards and try to posture and pretend to be something and to pretend to want to add value to people. That was trash. The second one had speakers that I wanted to hear from, but people who came for the mingle part made too much noise at the bar, and I just got up and I just left because I'm not about to waste my time with time wasters. And then another one was just very awkward because persons want you to go around the room meeting people, and it becomes very awkward when you realize that you and this person don't have nothing in common. Why am I here? Am I saying that they may not work for other people? They may work for other people. But what I've come to realize is that finding the right people who you want to work with are never usually in that room. Honestly, the decision makers, you get to them by relationships. It's never because you decided to show up with your tag on your chest in some corporate mingle. It doesn't happen. It really doesn't. And so what I realized is, and I said it earlier, you have to be or become the things you want to attract. I'm an introvert. I'm an INFJ to be exact. I don't want to meet people randomly. I'm specific about who I meet. I am very protective of my energy. And meeting random people just a gosso with absolutely no end in sight is a complete drain all over me. I can't deal with it. So I become who I want to attract. And that is why I use social media the way I do. Every post that I make is intentional. Every caption that I write is intentional. Every photo, every video is intentional. And I send out these messages all across my sites that tell people and communities exactly what I stand for, the kind of persons I work with, the type of people I collaborate with, the kind of projects I work with, the kind of philanthropic work that I work with. And I tell persons by doing that what I'm not interested in. What do you think happens? When I consistently do this, what do you think happens? The right people come to me. I'm not setting up networking places. I have used my platform to amplify in a manner I want to. I control the narrative. I control my brand imagery. I control how people perceive me. When those feathers start to take flight in the wind and they drop in different spaces and places, the decision makers end up coming to me. My name gets dropped in spaces and boardrooms and planning meetings. Why? Because I've done the legwork. So no, I don't have no time for corporate mingles. That is how I network. I actually use my social network to attract the right people. When they come to me now, it is important for you to develop a meaningful relationship, not exploitative. You only touch base with me because you want something. Every time I look at your message, you ever want something, and it's never mutually beneficial to both parties. I find that that is what works. So you realize you'll never meet a Michael Leachin at a corporate mingle. Your chances are you're going to meet him on a golf course, in a executive meeting, at a dinner, at a lunch, and it's usually going to be private with a exclusive type of group of persons. To get to him, you have to realize you have to start building relationships with the people who he trusts. And this goes for everybody. I'm just using Michael Leachin as an example. You have to start building meaningful relationships so that when the right person is attracted to you, the right person drops your name in the right person's ear, they don't question who you are. That to me is networking.
Yep. Names being mentioned in rooms you've never walked in. That's so factual.
That is networking to me. It's not going into a space and saying, hey, here's my card, let's have coffee. That's not it to me. It's relationships. And even when COVID comes and things shut down, it's your relationships that continue to put food on your table because they trust you.
True. And also make your work speaks for you. Yep.
There you go.
Sometimes you don't have to say anything. It's just the way you work. That alone do the talking for you. Yep.
Correct. So for the introverts who are often overshadowed or they feel overshadowed by extroverts, don't be. You have to be smarter. And how you be smart is you use these different networks, social media networks, and you amplify your work. Whether it's catalog, whether it's photography, whatever it is you do, you make the platform do the talking for you. But you must show up. You must show up, and you must show up consistently. That is it.
Which is why your community trusts you so much. Like, Terri, if you post a bag and it's a good quality, I am going over there because I trust what you say, you own what you say, and you always allow things to speak for themselves. And I love that with you.
Correct. And even as you guys get bigger and younger, you guys get more opportunities to be influencers, since that's the word of the century. You have to be very clear on who you are and how you want your community to view you. My community knows that not anybody, I don't care how big the brand is, not anybody can come and say, Terri-karelle, what's your rate? I will pay you this and you just talk about my brand. Who is you? I worked very hard for my community, and trust is something I do not play with. So if I say, yo, you see this, I have tested it, I've tried it, and I've proven it. Not just the product, the brand itself. From the customer service to the delivery to the satisfaction, everything. So when I say this is great, it's not just about the product, it's the entire brand experience.
So
And
true.
so I'm extremely careful with who I collaborate with. And it may make me a bad capitalist. I may not make money like other influencers, but I prefer that than dilute my brand, itching up with everybody. I'm not
true.
doing it. I'm
And
not doing it.
oftentimes they lose credibility by doing that too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you work hard. You work hard, Alicia, and everybody who is watching, for your brand. It's your responsibility, and you hold that accountability for what you're doing with your brand. Don't expect people to raise your prices for you. Don't expect people to raise your value for you. Don't expect people to go out of their way to say, yo, you are the boss. You have to establish that for yourself.
Awesome. Most definitely. Wow. All right, guys. All right. Are you still here with us? Send some images so we can know that you're still here with us.
And thanks for having me. I know we probably went over with all the questions, but
Not a
I
problem.
hope I made up for all the years. I hope I
Yes.
made up for all the years I wasn't able to.
I love that. Somebody said they're leaving here with a different mindset. Love that.
Thank you. Thank you, Duena. Thank you. Thank you so very much for that.
Nice drop.
Protect your brand at all cost.
Yeah.
Protect your brand at all costs. People will use you. They will see the value that you have to offer. They will come in and they will scrape you up and they will use you down to the bottom. And after them done with you, they simply move to another influencer. They move to another person. So you have to be resolute in where you stand for. And that has to be unshakable, whether things are good or whether things are bad. There's some things that are non-negotiable and they will have to respect you even more.
I agree with you, Annalie. You came at the right time. New year, perfect start to the year.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Love this so much. Definitely made up for all the years. Dreams do come through. Listen, I can say I learned something today. Loving that chilling with Trish.
Thank you, guys.
In a new role next week, and may have all the gems. Love that.
And I'm sorry for all the shirts when we drape and the shirt them when we pull off and the palm when we mash. I'm very sorry.
God. My brand rules. Yep, my brand, my rules. Agree. Absolutely. All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Terri-karelle.
You're welcome. You're welcome. It's a pleasure. All the best.
And on behalf of the University of Technology Jamaica, Utech FMA, we want to express our sincere gratitude to you today for coming with us and sitting and having a little chat about goals, how to stay in alignment with your goals, dropping some networking gems, and just how to become better version of ourselves. We really appreciate you, and we hope that you continue to be true to yourself and impacting lives on a day-to-day basis. As a token of we are going to be sending you a little thank you certificate in your email. Be sure to check it out. We appreciate you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm totally, I mean, it's only Alicia on the screen still. I mean, it's not like Zoom where I could have seen other people post or anything, but I'm going to do this.
Be sure to post.
So that when I post it, then of course all of FMA can come in and tell people how to drape up them clothes and leave them naked around.
You know you're gonna get the tags after you leave here. Everybody's gonna be tagging you. And remember, guys, if your page is private, she won't be able to see it. So please open the pages if you want to get featured.
Okay? And thank you, Dwight. Thank you, Gamer. Thank you, everyone, for coming in. Thank you for your time. I really do appreciate it, and I wish you I sincerely wish you all the best. I really do, from the bottom of my heart.
Naima, hi. Tell Scoops hi. Tell me hi.
I will.
Hi.
I will. I
Grandma,
will.
hi. I
Thank
hope
you.
Grandma is taking her medication.
Barely, but she'll do her thing. Thank
We
you,
love that.
sweetheart.
It's good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, guys. Take care.
All right, guys. Wow. 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 I definitely enjoyed that session. Did you guys enjoy that? I know you all enjoy. The comment section is booming with excitement, and we love that, guys. We thank you so much for being here with us today. We appreciate you all. And remember to check out Talk with FMA every Sunday at 5 p.m., where entrepreneurs will share their journey, what it's like being in the industry, what they have learned, drop some gems as Terry did just now. And I hope that you all stay tuned for that and tune in 5 p.m. sharp on Sundays. At this time, we are gonna have our assistant social media director coming to give the adjournment. Make her welcome. Norval, indicate to me if she's here. If she's not, then. All right, guys. Seems like she's not here. So let me jump right into it. Thank you all for coming out this week. I see you all in the comments. We are grateful, and I'm so thankful that we could have done what you guys have always requested of us. And thank you for being here. We appreciate you. I hope that you wrote down some things. I hope that leaving here today, you guys can become better versions of yourself. And just to improve your lives. If you're already on the correct path, ways to improve your life. And I know you guys have learned a lot. And again, thank you all for coming out. Join us next week, same time, same place. Bye.